Okay, so the problem is saying that in the figure above, A, B, C, D, E, F is a regular hexagon. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, regular hexagon. That means all sides are equal. Good, good. If the area of triangle ABC is 100 under root 3 centimeters square, so there is a triangle, it's kind of like inscribed inside of it, ACE. What is the area of the entire hexagon? Okay, so honestly, I'm just gonna explain my thought process and how I approached it and how I was able to move to different approaches accordingly. So first of all, the let's just draw this diagram really quick. So there is this hexagon. I'll try to be as accurate as possible. And I have A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. And there's like a triangle over here. And I know the area over here, which is 100 under root 3. But what about its entire area? So to know the entire area of the hexagon, first of all, there's like a quick, a finite element technique in which basically what you do is, first of all, you consider the hexagon in its entirely, and, and then you kind of like divide that into regular equilateral triangles. And if you have memorized your formulas, the area of the equilateral triangle is side square under root 3 by 4. And if I want to find the area of the hexagon, what I'm just going to do is, since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these equilateral triangles, all I just need to do is take this, okay, and multiply it all with a 6. Okay, so I'm basically interested in the side, like that's my goal here. So now the question arises is, how do I do that? So first what I did was, okay, why don't I consider the sides and try to come up with a constraint so that if I know the sides, I can ultimately get to this outer edge. So I was, okay, why don't I consider this triangle first? Okay, and since I need the base and the height, so why don't I call this y and this x and this x? So the area is just going to be the base times the height. You half that, and then you get the area, right? Which is given, which is 100 under root 3. The problem over here is that as soon as I just cancel my values out, now I have two variables with just one constraint. And there is no way that I can use these two variables to get to my S, which is basically my side, which I'm looking for, right? Right over here. Okay, let's just use green because it's getting a lot of orangish over here. So now I know for a fact that, hey man, sides are simply not helping me. Probably what I need to do is go for the angles, okay? Since we're in irregular polygons. So I was like, okay, why don't I consider the angles? Okay, so there, this internal angle formula, n minus 2 times 180, and you divide that by 9. So since n over here is 6, if you simplify, you get 4 180 times the 6, and what's this gonna be? 630. Yeah. So every angle is 120. Okay, internal angles, like all these angles are 120. So far, so good. But again, is this giving me any type of relationship so that eventually I can get to my S value? Not exactly. So now I'm just going to cancel this approach as well and go to my, even though it sounds a bit more engineering type, but this method is known as the finite element analysis. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to consider the given shapes and you're trying to break them apart into similar units and try to come up with the relation from there. So if you come back over here, I did this. Like, I've already done this. Like, I've taken a small unit which represents the entire hexagon. And now the question arises, what about the triangle? I've done it with the hexagon, but what about my triangle? Can I do something with this? So let's try to do that, okay? Right over here. So this is, let's say this is my triangle, okay? And if I divide it from the center, same thing. I'm just gonna try to make it as much clean as possible. Okay. So the overall angle is 360. And if I divide 360 with a 3, I'm getting 120. So there's 120 over here, 120 over here, 120 over here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use these elements and this element over here and try to see if I can find a relationship. Okay, that's all what I'm doing. So if I make this diagram a little big this time, just so that I can address everything out. There's this hexagon. Yeah, looks pretty neat. And now what I'm going to do is take this and take this and draw it over here. Now these are the same lines, all which have 120, 120, 120. Okay? And here's the crazy thing. All these angles are also 120. We just proved that, right? 120. And all of these sides, S, 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 are all equal. Here's things, but here is where things get really interesting. Like this side, this side, this side, this side, this, and this. All are equal, which is really crazy if you ask me. And if I use a different marker over here, and if I simply divide it and give the original shape, which the question already gave us, now things get really interesting. Now I have literally similar, in fact, equal triangles. How? Like if I drop it, let me just draw it over here. This is S, and this is 120 over here. And right on top of it, this is S, and this is S, and I have 120 over here. And let's call this side to be, I don't know, Q. Okay. So you can see all sides are similar, okay? The respective sides are similar. They both have similar angle, and therefore we are basically looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 exactly same triangles. Okay, it's more of like what we did with the hexagon, but when we combined the triangular and hexagon, we're basically looking at 6 similar triangles. Are you following so far, or do you have any questions?
Yes, yes.
You're
No
following.
question.
Okay, okay. So now here's the thing. So when we are combining 3 triangles, their area is 100 under root 3. Let me just confirm. Let me just go back up. Yeah. So what is going to be for just one triangle area? Well, that's just going to be 100 over 3 under root 3. And since we're interested in hexagon area, which is basically similar 6 triangles, exactly same triangles, all I need to do is just multiply this with 3. And if I do a little bit of simplification, I'm getting 200 under root 3. And if I come back up, yeah, answer must be D. You're following so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so is that it, or you want to discuss anything else as well?
No, no, no. It's very clear.
No, okay. Thank you so much, man. Have a great day.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, ABD. Thanks a lot. And ABD, what do you suggest to practice verbal? That means, could you provide any tips for verbal?
Okay, so verbal, I would have to say that, ETS, like ETS is unmatchable. Like I have literally tried other third-party materials, but they are nowhere close to ETS because when it comes to the logic and when it comes to, consistent arguments for every single option, ETS is the king. So I would suggest that you like ETS has a lot of books, man. I'm like how many books have you like it has like the old book, it has the verbal reasoning book, it has the official guide, it has I don't know, two practice test books, then there are two mock tests which are available free on the ETS. I mean, they have a lot of material, man. So I would suggest you go
And
for
they also
ETS.
have a big book something.
Yeah, old book, the big book. This is the big book.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I would suggest that you use ETS only and don't go here and there because their content is absolutely amazing and spot on.
At beginning, how we need to start ABD? Like, for example, when I'm taking sentence equivalence,
Hmm.
how should I figure out the logic?
How should I figure out the logic? Okay, so
At beginning, I don't know anything, right? I don't know the synonyms and all. So how we need to eliminate? So
okay,
any tips?
okay, so here's the thing. So initially, what you need to be doing is, let's say this is the entire sentence, and then there's the blank, and then there's the entire sentence. First of all, your goal should be to guess a word, okay, which is as close to the correct answer. Because if your guess is wrong, that means you cannot understand the logic. You follow me? Don't worry
Yeah.
about the vocab just yet, okay? Don't worry about the vocab. Work on that because at the end of the day, there is no escaping from vocab. If you are basically looking at a 155 plus score in verbal, my suggestion is 2,000 words is like a must. Okay, like there is no
Mm-hmm.
escaping from that. But since you're worried that, hey, I'm not able to possibly pair up the words and there are certain things that I'm facing issues with, forget the vocab for now. Just build on it on regular basis. I would recommend 15 words. Okay, 15 words per day. Build on that. But while you want to practice the logic, you need to understand that your guess needs to be very accurate to the correct answer. And you can use the answer key for that. If you're not able to guess the word correctly, that means you're not able to understand the logic. You follow so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And is there anything else that you want me to state or?
So, yeah, yeah. For now, everything is all right.
Okay.
And thanks a lot for your time, APD.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.